What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's going on? What's going on?
Happy almost New Year. Welcome to
Almost New Year.
TopShelf Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Destiny. Yes, I'm Des. We got B-Bell and B-Quarter.
Salutations, everybody.
What up? Welcome back, everybody.
I hope y'all have a drink.
Of course. He on his sober kick still.
B-Bell and his,
It'll be different next week, but I didn't have a proper intake of water today. So that's where I'm at with it. Sorry.
I feel like an alky.
What you drinking? Like, what is that? Angry Orchard or something?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I had
Budweiser or something.
Did she drink Bud Ice?
Oh no. You're trying to play me right now. Absolutely not. I had a couple glasses of wine earlier, so
So you about to have heartburn?
Probably. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna be mad. But anywho, let's get this road on the show. We are just gonna talk about memorable moments from
2020.
2020, man. It was a crazy year, man. A lot of unexpected. Man, who kicking it off?
The stories we're gonna have for our future children, like.
Man, this is I think about that quite often too.
It's gonna be crazy when they grow up and just like, man, you don't even know. Like for real, you have no idea.
Who would have thought it would be us living in a whole damn pandemic? You read about shit like this, and then it's like, damn, this is me.
Walking around sweating with a mask on, but that's neither here nor there. You going to start with the headlines of the year.
You kick it off. I feel like you don't never off a topic, so you kick it off, and we just gonna go one by one. So who you?
Me? Am I kicking it off?
Yeah, okay. You kicking it off. What we got? 2020.
Remember when Kanye had his meltdown on Twitter for like an hour and a half, and the one where he was just rambling about Kim cheating on him, and then he was pissing on the Grammy, and then he posted the 1,000 pages of all of his contracts.
That was you knew he was out to lunch on that one. Like it was just
to do what? What has come of that? Absolutely fucking nothing. Which nothing. I knew nothing was gonna come of that. But I mean, exposure to the fact that contracts are trash, yes, but we knew that. We knew contracts were trash. Everybody knows that.
Not to cut you off, Des, you know what really brought a lot to light was how he's been trashed to his own artists.
There's that.
Like while he's talking about this whole fight in regards to him and his contract, but what he's been doing to good music artists, really with Big Sean. Like how could you do that to that boy in regards to the story he had signing to you? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the crazy part. You know,
maybe that's why.
Didn't he end up giving him his masters back?
Yeah, I think so. I think he did. But man, I'm on the flip side of Kanye.
Oh man.
Because I grew up Kanye, I mean we all did. In his earlier years, always treat Kanye. It's like the drunk uncle in your family. You hate him, and I mean, well, you hate him and love him at the same time. It's like, well, you talking real dumb right now, but I love you still. So I always it's like a soft spot. It's a soft spot that I got for Kanye just because of how much influence he had on me. Now, do I agree with what he does? No, not at all. But it's like, like every moment I be hoping like he get it together somehow. And then he'll have his little moments where he have a little like thing of like, okay, Kanye, that was, something good that you said there. Like, but just stay on that track. And then he just go completely left again. And he like, shit, I thought he was getting better. But yeah, so, man, Kanye has definitely had a year.
It hurts me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the influence he's had on us. When he first came out up to now, it's just kind of like just watching him in the downward spiral. It's just like, wow, the music comes on and it's kind of like I try to enjoy it, but I really can't enjoy it as much because of the headspace he's in right now. It's like, to me, as influenced as he's been to us and generations after us, he's been doing more harm than good to me. You know what I'm saying? In regards to just the whole voting situation, him running for president, like we ain't even talked about that. You know what I'm saying? And this whole, thing of being free thinkers, and it's cool to have your own ideas and such, but it has to be able to make sense. And he has a lot of these kids out here thinking that just whatever just pops up in their head is cool. But dog, when you jump into the real world, these things have to make sense. And he's definitely lit a fire under just the whole free thinking situation that's just been crazy. Even it's people our age that's even thinking the way he thinks, and it's just like you just have to. I catch myself having to stop talking to him because it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think like for every good point that he makes 100 bad ones. So it's like he really muddies the waters for himself, and it's like nobody is going to remember the good shit that you said because you're always flooding them with a whole bunch of other bullshit. It's like you can't tweet 1,000 times and then expect people to take that one tweet out of those 1,000 rambling ass rant tweets that you just tweeted and like actually take that and make it stick. Like that's not how the real world works. Like you have to, if you want to make a point, make the point. But when you throw it in there with a whole bunch of garbage,
yeah.
What do you expect? Yeah. So yeah, he got to do better. And whoever's around him, I don't know what his team is doing, but
I mean, I can't imagine a team being able to control Kanye. Like I can't imagine.
I mean, I guess when he's in his manic stages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary to know like what's next from him because he didn't give us a project.
Right.
We was waiting on a project, and you know how he does that whole the day of situation, and it never came about.
He never dropped that.
Yeah, he never dropped
an album and never came out.
And I'm pretty sure he definitely ruffled some feathers in regards of just the whole contract situation, showing the ins and outs of that.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right, man. Enough on Kanye. I'll go next.
Okay.
Yeah.
2020, man, we got locked in the house. I ain't know what was going on. I'm like, man, I'm thinking it was gonna last for a week or two.
Man,
I'm literally in the house drinking every day. Every day became Saturday to me for a while.
Listen.
We on Instagram just toasting in the stories. Like,
oh yeah, y'all was doing that toasting thing, man. I was
and that became everyday thing till I realized, like, nah, this ain't the way. I can't be doing this every day. Anyway, during this time, we had the birth of Verzuz.
Yeah,
which
that was dope.
Started out as Swiss and Timbaland just going back and forth on their own. I think theirs ended up being like a 4-hour, something like that thing or whatever.
They were drunk, wasn't they, on that first one? I know Timbaland was drunk.
Yeah, Timbaland definitely was drunk.
He just doing hump and doing all that.
Yeah.
Like, drunk, Tim.
Yeah, but so we've seen it kind of, it's kind of crazy. Actually, we've seen it transform like during this time. Like we literally got to see the birth of it, like all the kinks, like we got to witness that, you know what I'm saying, live. However, my favorite one was Sean Garrett and the Dream.
I ain't even watched that one, man.
Oh,
I was doing the whole. I was getting play by play on that one.
You gotta go find it on YouTube. That shit. I saw clips.
And how when I tried to watch it after it was over, Those first few minutes just threw me off. I'm like, he's doing this versus for all the wrong reasons. Like, this ain't it. Whatever grievances you got with everybody, this is not it. This is supposed to be a celebration, but instead, you got beefs with people. It was all over the place. And then Dream was what, golfing? He was what?
Yeah. He took a break from it to start golfing because he felt like Sean Garrett was just on there just bullshitting. But that was the most entertaining one for me. And that was I was literally glued to the phone. Like, I can't even believe this is happening right now. Like, I just couldn't even believe it. Like, it was that funny.
The curse of the Teddy Fi was probably the funniest one.
I can't. Y'all say y'all can't hear me? Hold on.
And it's crazy because as much technical difficulties as that nigga had, like, everybody was tuned in through the whole shit because it was just so fascinating. It was so like, are you fucking kidding me? Where are your kids? Where is your intern? Like, why are you having so much trouble right now?
See, what was going on though was he was trying to stream on IG, and then he had his own website.
Yeah, he was trying to do too damn much.
Live performance, and feedback and everything was killing him.
Yeah, and this was before they created the technology for verses and all of that. So you trying to watch this with regular Instagram live, like with just regular, like that people can do on their phone. You trying to have a band set up and play everything live. This was before you could do all of that. But yeah, he was just trying to do entirely too much. And shout out to Teddy though, a legend. But Teddy was definitely trying to do way too much.
That man was hot.
Yeah. Man, I think we watched it grow from we thought 50,000, people watching Instagram Live was a lot of people at one point, but we've seen them to 1.3 million viewing, you know what I'm saying, at one time, or I think that was the highest they had at one time. But no, shout out to them. I mean, Instagram had to go back and revisit they whole thing because of that. I remember it was the Teddy face one where kicked and all of that. Like, they had to revisit they whole thing. So shout out to Swiss and Tim for shaking up the system with that. I'm excited.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I know one thing I can take from the IG was I think the best thing of this year was DJ D Nice. DJ D Nice, he definitely got us through some days in our home, just being able to stream him and just watch him play, and then being able to see the timeline of just everybody that was in there. It was like one big party. You know what I'm saying? Like one huge party, and then just being able to just watch the numbers just climb and climb and climb to where he broke a record that day. Wasn't it like over 100,000 people in there? He broke.
It was 100. Like that was the first time we would see those types of numbers on Instagram Live.
Yeah,
and I remember it was an article on Billboard or somewhere, and it was talking about he broke a record, and that did. Man, that was so dope because a lot of people didn't know who D Nice was.
Right. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
A lot of people didn't even know who he was. So that kind of burst another, life for him. And after that, he started doing all types of stuff. He on there with Michelle Obama and all types of people. So,
and what another thing I liked from him was, he'll have his days to where throughout the day, he'll play stuff everybody knew, but then parts of the night, he will really get in his music bag, and it'll be just for the music nerds and just be playing just all types of stuff from Afro beat to just, old school music that you may not, have heard or you haven't heard in a while. So, man, it was a pleasure, man, just being able to watch him do that for those few months, man, and just really, and he's still doing it, but, it's not as many people as it once was because, everybody's just out and about now. So that was definitely a highlight I took from just being able to see D Nice get his roses in real time.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons why a lot of people not tuning in now because after he was doing it, it just became a thing. Like everybody just started doing it. You know, once everybody started doing it, it just kind of play out. You know, a little bit when you see people much.
It's been him, Knife. Knife has created a whole group, the Fast Auntie Club, to where he has nights to where he plays different. He has different theme nights. He's been playing music, and you got Clark Kent. Then and they do the whole Do Say Fridays. Him and Knife. So those are the three that I've been just kind of keeping up with out of everybody that just started doing their own little thing with the DJing.
Okay. Yeah, that was definitely dope.
Yeah. What else we
got? It's been interesting for me to watch Young Barbecue on Instagram.
Who?
Her name is Young Barbecue on Instagram. She basically went viral off of a video of her dancing like at a holiday party or something, and she's really terrible, but she's like borderline.
Is this the girl?
She might be able to dance, but she can't. Like she's
this the girl who be like dancing in the street.
Yes, her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Well, she went viral, and then she kind of just kept making videos on her Instagram and stuff. And then now, like, she got all kind of endorsements. She was on Soul Train. She got.
They're making fun of this girl.
But the thing is, it's like it's kind of like they're making fun of her, but she's basically like all of us. Like she dances like she has confidence. She can't dance, but the confidence makes people look and be like, damn, she kind of can, but she can't. And she basically was like me. Like if I was fucking dancing in my damn living room, like in my mind, I can dance. But then on top of that, I think a lot of it is about one, the confidence, two, like the way that she remakes a lot of like videos, I guess. So her costumes or whatever, the way she makes it looks is very like on point. It's very on brand. So she's gotten budgets and shit now. So like the videos that she does now, like she has for not all of them, but she's done some videos with budgets. Okay. She was on Soul Train dancing. Yeah. Like she remade a fucking Chris Brown Run It video, like with a full production, like background dancers and all. Like I'll have to drop the link.
Yeah, I think I've seen the earlier videos, and
she's still going, and people love her. Like she got hella followers. All the celebrities follow her and comment on her shit now. Like, you know, the power of going viral. But
if it's working for her, yeah,
she collecting that bag for sure in a pandemic. Because I mean, that's what people. What else are you doing?
Got real creative in the pandemic, yeah.
And then she does like live video battles on her Instagram. So like she'll battle somebody on Instagram Live, like a actual literal dance battle. Two people that can't fucking dance and they're battling each other. And it's a thing. Like thousands of people tune in for this shit.
Just be sitting there laughing. She getting a check from it.
Listen, find your lane and stay in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Look, 2020 has been a year, as we keep saying. Never in a million years did I think we would be seeing a headline saying Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion.
Jesus.
I'm still confused on that situation. Like we still ain't got down to the bottom of it.
We are like, let me scratch my head. Listen. So we got Tory Lanez on one side. We got Megan Thee Stallion on the other side. They both telling completely different stories.
Yeah.
Somebody is lying in this motherfucker. Like it's not even like your story was fabricated a little bit. It's like when this shit comes to light, somebody is completely like lying. Right. Like your shit is all the way made up. Then you got the best friend making diss songs. Like she's making her diss song too. Like I understand.
Didn't she just like get out of jail or some shit? Wasn't she
Yeah,
like?
I think so.
She just got out of jail and then that shit happened. So I don't know if I trust her ass any goddamn way.
The one thing I'm just confused on is this man made a whole concept album about this situation. A whole
album. Get his ass back to fucking Canada. Bye.
And we're still lost. Like, someone got shot and no one has taken just said, hey, I'm the one that did it, or the detectives like, all we got is we seen her limping around. She had her rants on Instagram. He had his rants. I don't get it.
The next thing I'm confused on is how are they making all these diss records and concept albums? Like, you mean to tell me that this in a court of law, like, like, how can you be revealing or saying all this stuff? Like, and this is a current like case that's going on right now,
real time.
And then, oh man, when she came with the "Who Shot You," I had to it just spoiled the whole album for me. I ain't even hear no more of the album because of that. And I'm like, why would you do this? Like, one, I feel like it was before we even get into if the song was even good or not. One, I feel like it was just way too predictable. Two, it was just terrible anyway. Like the whole shit, the beat, the lyrics, everything was terrible about that. Three, I just feel like, why don't y'all just shut the fuck up? Like, just don't say anything. Just like, if your story is true, then just let that come out in the court of law. Like, what are you trying to prove to people? I don't get it.
That's what we in that time to where, people's perception means more than anything else. Like, if somebody shot me and I know we're going through a whole court process, my mouth needs to be shut. I become a liability.
Yeah.
To everything that's going on around me. Especially if I'm not only am I getting money for myself, but others around me, I need to just stop and just let this play out. So this doesn't hurt anyone else around me. You know what I'm saying? Other than the ones that's already been affected. But we so worried about what everyone else thinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got shot in the foot. Let the police work that out. You ain't got to explain nothing to us at all.
So do y'all think once this all comes out and one of them is lying, clearly, do y'all think it will hurt that person's career?
I think it's already hurt Tory if he was lying or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tory's going to lose regardless just because of the way he handled it. Like, yes, they both need to shut the fuck up. But I feel like when Tory talks, it's very like, I can't be touched type shit. Like, I'm gonna say what I want to say because ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me or whatever. So he loses just off the strength of now people feel like you're an asshole. Yeah. It's not that people necessarily feel like you're guilty, but because they feel like you're an asshole, that they connect you being an asshole with you being guilty as well. Like, you're an asshole, so you probably did it type shit. So he send his ass back. Bye. Take your
he
ass
got that hairline, that new hairline, and that's when it would all start going down.
That fucking quarantine radio had him feeling his little short ass self.
Oh yeah. He just came off of quarantine radio, like, and that was a success for him. Yeah, man, it was just bad. It was horrible timing.
He's still tweeting shit. Like, maybe last month he tweeted some shit. I'm like, Tory, go away.
Fans. Like, he's still answering fans, and then he replies to her whenever he thinks she's saying something. It's just,
go away, sir. Go sit down somewhere. Like, no. And I honestly feel like if he, I would say for me, if a motherfucker is accusing me of shooting them, if I did not, that's the first thing that's going to come out of my mouth is, I didn't shoot your ass. If I'm going to say anything, it's going to be, I did not do this. Not, like, he really has tiptoed around the shit. Like, nigga, if you didn't do it, say the shit and go about your business.
Right.
If you saying a lot of other shit, and now it's like people don't know what the fuck to think. Did you do it or not?
Right.
If you're not gonna say yes or no, then don't say shit. We don't want to hear it.
Right. Be what you got.
Man, one of my favorite moments was my boy Gangsta Gibbs versus Academics.
Oh Lord.
I don't know why that boy Academics went up barking up Gibbs' tree. And what was so funny was the whole Twitch, when he was on Twitch. Did y'all see that? When he's on Twitch, he's playing the game and he's chatting with his fans.
Yeah. I keep up with it though. I don't think I've seen the one what you about to say.
He was talking so tough, like, bruh, we know that you not built that way. I mean, he got the cussing and threatening Gibbs.
Man, did y'all see? Well, y'all probably. But one night on Clubhouse, they had to welcome the academic party.
Oh,
right. And to be honest with you, just to make this even clear, like I mean, I know a lot of people academics, but I understand why he's so popular, and it's because he has an opinion. He's very, opinion. He says what the fuck he wants to say. And one thing I can't respect is that, I don't think he's fake about it. Like he feels however the fuck he feels, and he says whatever he says, and that's just that. So welcome party. They have him and Meek got beef. So Meek was in there, and it was 21 Savage. It was his thing. He was like the moderator or whatever, and it was like the whole room against Academic. Like literally the whole room was drilling Academics on fucking everything, and it
had it coming.
Yeah, it got kind of cringeworthy at some point because it's just like, damn, like, I mean, y'all hate this man that much. Like they was really like going in on Academics. And I mean, I got to give it to him because he sat there and took it and answered every single question. Him and Meek like battled it out or whatever, but they was really giving it to Academics on Clubhouse.
But he couldn't get with my boy Gangsta Gibbs though. Y'all did. I don't know if y'all follow. Well, he's not on IG no more. But
they kicked him off. I saw that.
They kicked my boy off. I knew it was gonna happen eventually. I mean, the stuff he was putting up was just like, all right, man, you ain't gonna last here too long. But what he was doing, he made T-shirts. He sold T-shirts with Academic's face on a Teletubby. Was it a Teletubby? I want to say, and people were buying them. Like created a hashtag Fire Academics, and it got to the point to where it was like Academics was getting so reckless, not even with just Gibbs, but he got reckless with John Legend and Christy Teigen. I want to say that's her name, but that was the straw that broke the camel's back. They got him put out Complex because he was just talking crazy. I mean, they suspended him for a few days, but I knew once they suspended him, he wasn't going to be on TV. He wasn't going to be doing that TV show too much longer. Like,
yeah, man, Academics is
You know what's going to be the next fucking meltdown when I don't know if they have yet or not. I don't think they have. Whenever they add Vlad to Clubhouse, they are going.
Oh boy, he's going to get on Clubhouse.
They are going to tear him up.
Yeah, they just need to stay off.
I don't think it's because they waiting.
Oh, they're waiting on his ass.
Like Royce and them are
so many rooms.
Yeah, fuck Academics. This nigga is on some other shit. Like he is really incriminating niggas. Like for real.
Niggas, when you talk about hate, they hate his ass for sure.
Listen, I looked up. No, I was on YouTube the other day, and he has a whole new interview with Crunchy Black. All right, they're talking about the Boosie shooting, and I look in the title for the video. It says Crunchy Black says, if Boosie knows who shoot him, he can holler at me. Like, bruh,
right?
You want the fans to come your way?
Jesus.
Like, really? Like, that's the headline you're gonna put for the video? And like, I went on and clicked on it to see what it was.
That's what he was trying to get.
And I mean, Crunchy Black, like, I ain't saying I'm gonna shoot him, but you can let me know, because if y'all ever watched Crunchy Black on Black, he calls him Glad. Like the first interview, he called Vlad Glad about 70 times. but like you incriminating dude for like letting him say that, and then you put it in the headline. Like, dog, we're about to lose Casanova to Vlad. You know what I'm saying? Like AR Ab is gone because of Vlad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's plenty other. If they want to go down and get deeper into his channel, it's a lot of guys that have talked about their criminal past.
Lil Baby, when he was on there, I forgot what Vlad was asking him, but he was like, why you asking me that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I do agree with, I was watching Everyday Struggle, and I do agree with like Wayno and Academics as well, when they was saying like, man, some of these artists just got to be smarter. Like, you don't got to go on there and actually answer, you know what I'm saying, these questions, or you need to skip out of your media run. Like, because this nigga gonna ask what he gonna ask, so it's up to you to be smart enough.
Where's your manager, your publicist? We stop right now.
My thing is, if they don't have a manager or publicist, they need to go watch Pee Wee Longway's interview with Vlad. Jesus. And Vlad asked him about his gang affiliation. So he's like, so are you gang affiliated? No, I just like the color blue, baby. You know, blue's my favorite color. Ain't nothing wrong with blue, baby. Just, you know, blue's my thing. And just sitting there smiling the entire time. You know?
Media training, okay.
Yeah. Right.
Remember when everybody was all up in arms about this fucking Will Jada August entanglement shit?
Damn, now I feel like that gets here.
I forgot about that, man.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Listen, okay. First of all, Will and Jada have always, I mean, they have a different type of relationship. They have a different type of fucking marriage. Let's first of all establish that. Yeah. Second of all, I feel like people were so like quick to villainize Jada as if she took advantage of August and, you know, she cheated on Will and this and this and that. First of all, they weren't together, or even, I mean, at the end of the day, they were still married. So
continue.
Let's just say, you know, okay, they were still married, but separated, whatever. August was a grown-ass man. So, yet and still, whatever Jada and August did, they did as two consenting ass motherfucking adults. So I'm not going with that whole narrative of Jada took advantage of him and he was young and mentally unstable, and like, I'm not going for that. Two, if Will was okay enough to go on in front of millions of people and talk about this, why are we so upset about somebody else's shit and they not as upset as we are? Like, that's his fucking marriage. He don't give a fuck. So why the hell do I give a fuck so much? Yeah. Why do I care more about your relationship than you do? So obviously it's not that big of a deal. Like, I just feel like people just have such fake outrage and they just grasp at straws and they pick and choose what they want to be upset about. And I feel like people were so eager to find something wrong with Jada. And I'm like, I mean, Jada's a fucking person. She's married just like anybody else. Like, I'm not saying that Jada is perfect, but it's just like, why are y'all so quick to villainize her as if the end of the world is happening? Like, you just didn't expect Jada to do anything wrong in her fucking marriage. Like, she's a person and she's married. So yes, she's gonna do some shit that you might side eye, but at the end of the day, that's their shit. That's their marriage. They came and told their little story. They cool with it. So
I think people did that because of usually don't see, I guess, a woman, I guess, in this light. And they used to seeing like a headline of like the man doing whatever. And people were actually defending Jada. But when they felt like when a man does it, he don't get no defense. It's just like, get it, that's it. Like, it ain't no justifying it. Mm-hmm. So I felt like that was a lot of people's argument. However, I want to ask y'all how y'all feel about the Entanglement song he dropped afterward.
I didn't even listen to it, honestly. I don't even know.
I knew that.
I wasn't even entertaining that. I was so over that shit.
Yeah, so then it just became a
joke.
I mean, I understand at some point, like when you get like negative like press or whatever, you got to try to turn it around to a positive thing. Like you got to capitalize on that. However, man, that song just was not it, man. It just that just was not the best. Like you could have just put out a regular song and not called it entanglement. And then I'm mad that Rick Ross even got on that. Like, why would you? Rick Ross, that did not add nothing to your catalog, your career.
No.
Like, what did this do for you? I hope he got a good check out of it or something. But
he didn't.
Yeah,
but let's not forget about the other song he put out before Entanglement. It was Jada's I think Jada's middle name. It was named after it was Jada's middle name. It's another song before Entanglement, before this thing even blew out the water. It's another song. Yeah. Like if you don't just look it up. I don't know what I don't remember her name, but I know it is definitely about her. So yeah. So Entanglement is nothing. He gave us a prelude before all this.
I got to look this one up.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. So on one episode, we was talking about like the antics and all of that of what like all these rappers are, doing or whatever the case is. This person I'm about to bring up, I think, is one of the people that really kind of capitalize off antics. And 6ix9ine got out of prison this year and put out this trash ass album.
Trash.
Which we all knew he would anyway.
Right.
Yeah, man. I just feel like it's just a different day in rap. Just completely like, how is this okay? How are all these people like getting shot and killed, but this man is out here doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, disrespecting just anybody and everybody, and he just still just out here roaming free. I remember seeing a video. He was getting pulled in a wagon by the
Harlem.
Yeah, he getting pulled in a wagon down the street by security, and then he got all these other security around him. Like, I don't understand. Like, I just don't. I don't know, man. Like I said,
man, the powers that be, man. That's what that situation was about. It was just the label. The label put money behind him because they seen the shock value behind him. You know what I'm saying? They knew he had a story to tell. They knew exploiting him was going to be able to get something, but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? And then just also, times are just changing in regards to just principles and not being able to have the right people around to be able to say, yo, this isn't right, because when we was coming up, if you wasn't really about it, you was labeled as a mark. Nowadays, these kids, they don't care about that. I mean, it's some, I'm saying, that's if they got, if they got a couple of OGs around them that's showing them the way. But a lot of these young guys, man, they don't care. And then also too, let's just be honest, the white consumer don't care either.
Oh no, they don't care about
that. You know what I'm saying? So you aiming him to them. All they want is the music. He looks hard, he looks tough. They don't care about the street side of things. You know what I'm saying? That's more so us. And then even with that, like I said, just the younger generation, a lot of those guys just not built like they should. You know what I'm saying? And then with hip hop being, coming from, from the ghetto, from the streets, those principles come into play as well. And just not those teachings are being pushed on to the younger ones. So it's a lot of layers to that, man. Just snitching. I've never been a street dude, but I just know that if you in that space, that's the one thing you just don't do. You don't. You stand tall or stand out the way.
Right. You sign up for that job, like If you want to be in that, you got to be in that. You can't be 1 foot in that shit and 1 foot out. Like either you gonna do it or you ain't, and make a decision. Because I mean, shit, them is the rules, and if you don't like the rules, don't play the game, and that's just the bottom of that damn line.
That's it.
But you know, some niggas like they get to rewrite the rules apparently. So that ain't my ministry. I'm drinking a hard cider. That's not my ministry. I'm drinking hard cider. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, 6ix9ine, man. I mean that just that whole situation, just outside of just the street level of things, hip hop in general has a whole lot of layers in regards of just exploiting the culture, man, and just really just tarnishing, you know, what it's built on. I can go on and on about that, but let's get to something else.
All right, B, what you got?
Man, what I got, one thing I think that was pretty cool, man, was the protests with the killings of us inspired a lot of music. You know what I'm saying? We got records from Anderson .Paak, Trey Songz put out a decent song, Reason. I was pretty impressed in regards to being able to see what came out of just our frustration, our anger, to be able to give us some music. I wish it would have lasted a little longer. Like it just kind of felt like it just was there for like a month or two, and we just went on from it. But I know that's just the type of, you know, that's just the space we're in right now. Our attention spans isn't long enough to be able to say, okay, this is great. Let's celebrate this as long as we can. So I was impressed, man. I was definitely impressed with Anderson's song. He kind of just really put his finger on the pulse in regards to how people felt in regards to the shootings, and then just giving us a glimpse of what was going on his way out in LA with the rioting. You know, I know it definitely touched home for me being in Atlanta. We watching the rioting going on and seeing the aftermath of it and everything, and just the anger. You know, it really was like, wow, you know. How y'all felt about it?
Man, I was impressed with Lil Baby's song.
Yeah, I forgot about Baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed with that. Like, cause I feel like generally, like the younger rappers generally don't speak on, you know what I'm saying, these topics, or when they do, like it'll be something that's just like so ignorant and throw people off a little bit. Or to be, they come off as like they don't care really. But I feel like he found a unique way to be in his lane and still, you know, address, you know what I'm saying, what was going on. And I feel like the song did very well for him, and it was very well received.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I particularly appreciate artists and athletes using their platforms to, you know, to take a stand, to have a voice, to give a voice to, you know, people who don't have one, and to really use the power that they have to make some actual, you know, meaningful change and meaningful impact, which we haven't seen in our time. You know, a lot of them talk about it, you know, putting names on shoes and things, but in reality, most of the time, if an athlete puts a name on a shoe, it's usually a family member or, you know, it has nothing to do with social justice. But now, you know, we saw how the players were able to come together and, you know, boycott games and take it as far as saying, I'm not playing. And what are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Right.
Like showing how much power they really truly have and how much influence they have. And, you know, and at the end of the day, it's about money. It's about that money. So you take that money out these white folks' pockets, they're going to do what the hell you want them to do. And, you know, we all know that as Black people, but seeing that actually working and moving in real time was very powerful for me, because that's not something that you've ever seen or ever really believed would actually happen. You know what I mean? Like, logically, we know, like, yeah, you need to do this, but who's actually going to do it?
Yeah.
So, you know, being able to see that in real time is something that I'll always remember. And, you know, it's always going to be something that is written about, and being able to say that I saw that, I was there, you know, I was around when LeBron and the rest of the team said, "We not playing because this keeps happening," or whatever the case was. Like, so yeah, that was a cool moment in time, just to say that, you know, we actually did do something. We didn't sit around. And shout out to Cap for being really the catalyst.
Yeah.
To you know, he really sparked this in the athletes, the Black athletes, and I mean just athletes, period, because whole teams were boycotting, not just the Black players, the entire team. So shout out to him. Let's see. So my next remember when is, I just want to take a moment and say Beyonce, because remember when Black is King came out? That was this year.
Yeah.
And that was magnificent piece of art. And on top of that, like, I really wonder how long it took to produce that. How long did it actually, like, is that just some 2020 shit? Like, how long did it really take?
Man, that had to be in the works for a long time.
And it just so happened to fall on 2020, which just happened to be the perfect year to release something like that, because obviously people were just screaming for something. You know what I mean? Especially content that was that rich and that emotional and that deep, and Black is King and Black love and all that kind of stuff. It was just like the perfect storm of 2020 for that to be released. So shout out to B and the entire team that put that on, because that shit was fucking, it was great. Just the cinematography, the lighting, the pictures, the colors, like all of that. Like, fuck the storyline. Like, I don't even know if I even followed that. I don't know what the fuck. Listen, I was so like on another planet just looking at the different colors and the different like costumes and that kind of shit. So when you have something that can like take you to that level where I don't even care what they're saying, I'm just looking, fire.
Agreed. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. And this was a touching moment, I guess, of 2020. And it doesn't have anything to do with music per se, but the passing of Kobe. I feel like, man, I remember I was sitting down in brunch, and I remember it because actually my daughter's birthday, actually, the day that he passed, and I just couldn't believe like what was happening. Like, I saw one like news report, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait on other people to report on this, and then, man, like, I feel like everybody was like looking at their phones kind of at the same time, and was like, damn, like, I can't believe this is actually like happening. Like, this is a real thing. Like, Kobe and his daughter and, you know, all the other people that passed away with them. Like, I just don't think you think about people passing away in the way that he did, especially like, you just think about our, you know, icons and our legends, and man, a lot of times you think they invincible almost,
right?
In a way that they just gonna live, you know, forever, or you just don't expect them to, you know what I'm saying, die young at all. So I feel like for me, it just kind of made me, even before we got into the pandemic, it made me just like think about, you know, like just taking life just more serious, like every single day, you know, try to really live that, because you just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Kobe, man, it still doesn't sit with me well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and I'll be upfront with you. I wasn't never the biggest Kobe fan. I respected his game. He was a hell of a player. What I was more so of a fan was the second life after basketball, like all the things he had planned, like from the Mamba Academy, him getting into film, and you got to see Kobe as a person. Like we saw how much of a competitor he was, and he did everything he could to win. What I was intrigued with was after he stopped playing ball and all the things he had planned. And I just kind of feel like, damn, we got cheated out of being able to actually see the person that I'm pretty sure his family knows, and the small, because he had a small circle of friends and those people that knew him as well. So that's what I was kind of sad about the most, like especially seeing his daughter and the relationship they had, and really coming to see her come into her own as a basketball player, even at the age she was at. It was. It's just still don't sit with me too well still.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was on a cruise that day, and I was on the deck, and everybody was like, all eyes was on the TV screen, and like when I saw it, I was in shock. I couldn't, like, it didn't really process all the way, and then it just kept. It was just constantly on the TV, and like I couldn't cry, I couldn't talk. I just was just speechless. I had nothing. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. And I mean, I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan either, but just knowing who he was and knowing the love that he had for his kids and his family and stuff, and to die the way that he did, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I feel like, to be, here one day and gone so quickly, like it really made me really, just reminded me to cherish the minutes that I have, you know what I mean? Because it's easy to forget as you go through the days and things are the same, and, you get in your normal routine and you kind of just forget to cherish what you have. And
right.
So that was really a huge reminder for me, like to be thankful for what you have, and even the things that you don't have. Be thankful that you don't have those things versus not having other things.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lesson in everything, even the bad things, even the things that don't make you feel so good. There's always something positive that can be learned from it all. So
yeah, definitely is. Yeah. So
who's next?
I got one. So on a lighter note,
lighten this up. Please lighten this up. Take us out. Take us home on a lighter note.
Man, the one thing that just made my ass itch was Virgil. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Virgil. When he called himself donating $50, what was going on with the rioting and everything, like
the audacity.
Man, it was just like, dog, you are the head guy of Gucci, and that's all you're gonna donate.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton. I don't care, man. I don't too much care for Virgil. I don't care for Virgil because of the fact that he climbed on the back of streetwear to get where he's at, and for him to downplay streetwear a while ago, really just it didn't rub me. It rubbed me the wrong way. Like I feel some type of way about people still buying the off-white Jordans, even though it's a cool shoe. I'm a sneakerhead, and the shoes are cool, but just knowing where I'm from, I know I'm a part of street culture. And for him to say that and him still exploiting it just doesn't sit with me. And then especially all we worth is $50, bro. That's it. You couldn't donate nothing else. Then he want to double back and want to donate. No, keep them Virgils, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's it was just whack to me. He's whack to me.
Did you, speaking of Virgil, that motherfucking Why did they let him make that damn Pop Smoke album cover?
Oh, man. I forgot about that, man. That was like, y'all remember Pen and Pexel used to do the No Limit album?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was like they had a temp worker that was working for Pen and Pexel to do that album cover. But Virgil was a temp. Like they got him from a temp agency.
Who did it? No. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Terrible.
It was terrible. And I'm glad they clowned him because I kind of feel like they think whatever he touches is gold and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys are not pushing the needle like you think they are. You know what I'm saying?
Who hyped him?
Huh?
Kanye's ass.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who hyped his ass? Kanye's black ass.
You know,
so there's that.
So yeah. So that's on a lighter note. Virgil throwing out that hot 50 and expecting he was going to impact the world. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have kept that hot 50. You would have been better off donating some shoes or something instead of that hot $50. And then he screenshotted though, like, look what I did. I gave $50. Like you didn't think nobody was gonna clown you for that?
Exactly.
Is he American?
No, yeah, he's from Chicago. Like he went to school for architect. He's an architect, and then all of a sudden he just pops up and doing clothing.
Yeah. No, you can take that on. B, you got anything else?
No, 2020, man. It's a wrap. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And y'all be safe out there on New Year's. We had enough go on in 2020.
Man.
Right.
We need nothing else.
Back.
Yeah, we don't need nothing else added to what's happened in 2020. So, man, yeah, everybody be safe. Happy New Year.
Leave all the scamming in 2022.
Please. We don't need that.
We don't need no more scamming, man. Y'all took all the PPP money. Y'all went and bought, Hellcats and Scat Pack. And, drunk all the tequila that coming out that what is it with the ball?
What is it called? Anejo?
Yeah, y'all drunk all that up, man. Leave all that in 2020, man. That's my message.
Please. Yeah, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. And the first episode of the year will be next.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
See y'all in 21.
All right, man. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year.
Bye.